What's going on, you guys? Laxo here again. Alright, so it looks like we have finally got Muramasa, long awaited. I was actually going to go over him in the Discord, but surprise, surprise, we actually got him in the game, so let's go ahead and take a look at him real quick. Also, guys, if you guys have not subscribed, feel free to hit that subscribe button down there. I would really appreciate it. Help me get to my goal of about 500 subs. Alright, so here we are. First thing we notice, he is Azure Dragon. Attack specialty, back row damage. That's what I like to see. Heroic War Soul, increased block chance of 0.67% for all attack specialty characters. Not great, but an extra whatever 3% block chance for attack specialty characters is nice. Alright, his talent here. Increased attack and defense of all Zanpakuto manifestations by 3%. That's pretty good, or as Mayuri likes to call them, sword beasts by 3%. Alright, guys. Let's go ahead and look at the meat here. Also, I'm going to be going over this really quickly and then telling you what I think of it, because this is also confusing. This is also really confusing. So let's go ahead and do that really quickly here. Alright. Deals damage to a single enemy with a 30% chance to disorient the target. This ability has a 20% crit chance. 20% increased crit chance. Pretty good. Disorient's nice. I do like how they put disorient into his mastery skill. That's pretty good. Also, his mastery skill is pretty sick. It is his threads attack, which we'll watch soon here. So, let's go ahead and take a look at his rage here. Alright, his rage here. Let's go over this again really quickly, and then I'll go over it the way I think. So, deals damage to the enemy back row and inflicts rebellion on targets for 1 round. Cannot be dispelled. Rebellion. At the beginning of the enemy round, units with this effect take damage equal to 120% of Muramasa's attack. If an enemy with this effect kills a target with an attack, there is a 30% chance to become disoriented for 1 round. Each effect only activate once per round. This effect disappears if Muramasa dies. Alright, and after his weapon awakens here. After his weapon awakens, initial damage and rebellion damage are increased. If an enemy target with rebellion hasn't killed the target, all enemies take damage equal to 100% of Muramasa's attack. So, what we see here is an entire new thing put in the game here called Rebellion. What's going to happen is it's going to cast like a debuff on the enemy back row, and at the start of the enemy's turn, all enemies are going to take damage equal to 120% of Muramasa's attack immediately, and then during that round, if an enemy actually kills one of your characters, there's a 30% chance of them becoming disoriented for 1 entire round, which will go into their next turn. However, if an enemy, also this is the kicker right here, I believe this is a whole nother proc here. If an enemy wasn't killed with Rebellion, the entire enemy team takes damage equal to 100% of Muramasa's attack. So what we read here is the back row takes damage equal to 120%, and the entire team takes damage equal to 100%. So back row takes 220, front row takes 100, which is going to be really interesting. Let's finish going over this after we cover his 4th passive here. Alright, his passive. Muramasa has increased attack. Every time Rebellion activates at the beginning of the enemy round, Muramasa recovers 125 rage and 8% max HP. Rebellion deals 20% increased damage every time an enemy unit dies. Okay. So, first thing we see here is he has increased attack. Attack is increased by 8%. This is unique here. Muramasa, I believe, is the only character in the game at this point that has increased attack on his passive. All other characters have either had something like damage reduction, damage increase, healing, rage, this and that. Muramasa is unique with attack. Because if you've noticed, everything is based off of his attack here. Rebellion damage, all of his damage is based off his attack. So he's going to have an extremely high attack. Unfortunately, it's only at 596, which is actually still pretty high. Still pretty high. So this is really good that he has increased attack by 8%. I believe this is probably going to be topped off at about 20%, because here we have 7% attack increase, and this is maxed at about 17%, I believe, at level 100. So with this, I could only assume it's going to be around 20%. So with that being said, what else affects his attack? Well, his bonds. So let's go ahead and take a look at that here. Once again, we're looking for at least a 3-to-3 ratio. And immediately we see 2 attack bonds in the character slot, which is really important because character bonds have a higher attack. We are looking at 2 bonds here that do not have a character released yet. So let's take a look at that. Zanpakuto Manifestation and Byakuya's Betrayer. Right here, we could assume this is going to be Koga, because Koga is probably going to release soon after Muramasa. And Zanpakuto Manifestation, thinking about that right there, I'd assume that this will be Koga as well, because Muramasa is Koga's Zanpakuto. So I'm going to assume this is Koga, and this is Koga as well. So let's see here. This is Ichigo. With this attack slot, you're going to get... I'm assuming most people have met 6 to 7 star, at least by this point in the game. So let's say you can get this to purple extremely easy. Over here we have Byakuya. Most people have him at 5 star minimum, 6 star, and some people have him at 7 star because they poured resources into him. So let's just say most people are going to get that to purple. Koga, once again, I'm assuming people are probably going to get Koga. We'll see how he is when he comes out. Right here, Koga. So this will probably be blue for most people. This is probably purple, and this is probably purple as well, which will get us an extra 20% HP, or I'm sorry, 15% HP, 20% attack, and 20% attack. Pretty good. Let's go ahead and go down here to his bonds with the equipment. Right here, his clothes, we have 7.5% HP. Keto Tome, 7.5% attack, which is good. And Power of the Earth, which is 7.5% attack. Not bad. I mean, it is good to have him with some survivability, but what stands out the most is the 2 attacks up here and 1 down here. His focus, HP, you'd really like to see attack there, but HP will do. Alright, so now let's calculate here. Let's calculate all the attack bonuses he gets, because once again, his entire kit is pretty much based off of his attack damage, his attack. So we have 7.5% here. Let's round this up. Say we get to purple or gold, which if it's gold, it'll be 13. So let's just say 10% here, and let's go up here. Let's just say most people get this to purple, so let's just say 2020. So we're looking at 50% attack off of his bonds. Now we're going back here. We're looking at his level 3, which will get us about 17%, and then this right here, which will get us another, let's just say 20%. With all that math, we're looking at about an extra 90% increased attack. So that's going to exponentially grow his attack to a number that we actually haven't even seen before, because with Ichigo, he's my highest attack. I have him close to 300k. And that's you also have to take into consideration that we don't have an extra attack bond right here. So we should be looking at, let's just say we get him to 7-star. We're looking at least, I'm hoping, around 300k attack. So going back to his numbers here for his rage, we're looking at 100% is 300k, 120% is 360k. So 660k for the back row damage and 300k for the front row damage. That's pretty good, especially if it ticks once per round. And again, he is going to recover rage, and we also have other characters that buff his rage. So he's going to be able to rage multiple times in succession, obviously round after round, not one after another. So he's going to have some pretty good damage. It doesn't look like it based upon what we're seeing here, but I think he is going to have some really, really good damage, especially because, once again, back row attacker. And if I haven't mentioned yet, I do plan on getting him to 7-star, along with, hopefully, if Koga is good, crossing my fingers, I want to get him to 7-star as well. So guys, with that being said, I think a minimum should be 4-star. I'm sorry, let me reiterate that. Minimum should be 5-star, because that's when you get the big bonus with the attack. If you don't plan on getting him to 5-star, get him to 2-star. And when I do some testing, I'm going to do one test with his weapon and without his weapon to see how much of a damage increase we get. And then we could base it based off of, okay, do we want his weapon that bad to get him to 5-star? And then I'll let you guys know my opinion on that when it comes around, which again should be in around 2 weeks when he comes out on my server. Alright, let's go and take a look here at trial. Alright, so let's go ahead and I actually want to see his mastery skill here. So, also one thing I really like about him is his rage skill looks pretty good here. Let's take a look. So as you can see, what's happening is he is absorbing all those hollows, and then he's turning into the hollow himself and then exploding, which is pretty much exactly what happens in the anime, which is super cool in my opinion. And then of course, with his mastery skill, we have him using the thread attacks, which once again he uses in the anime on characters like White Ichigo, you know? So that's pretty cool. I really do like the way they made his rage skill, his mastery skill. He looks absolutely beautiful in my opinion. And I am so excited. Also, the weird dark aura they have from Rebellion also looks pretty cool. Alright, you guys, I'm pretty sure that is just about going to do it here. If you guys haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. And let's see, for my next video, what am I going to do? I plan on covering the updates. So, let's go ahead and take one more look here at his rage. And then let's go ahead and take a look at next week's video, the next video, which is going to be right here. Going to be this mess. I'll cover that whatever next video, probably in a day or two. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this one. Once again, haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Any questions, comments, concerns, hit me up in the comment section. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.